I beat her. That was like putting a rocket in my ass, and then I like spud her out. But anyway, that was awesome, right?
Heyo, DSP projecting here, but today it should be called Freaky Bowl Foreshadowing. And you heard him. Beating her was like a rocket up his ass until he sputtered out. I hope Dave doesn't go on a rant about milking.
Not only are you gonna milk me, I'm gonna milk you. Mandatory strip right now. I'm eating your asshole. Do it right now. Take off.
No, not that, Dave.
They don't understand that they're being milked again. This is the second time. Like, they already saw it happen once and then saw nothing ever came of it. And now they're doing it again with someone else. They're that dumb.
I would call him a closeted freak, but since that's completely blocked off by his setup, I'm just going to call him a gated freak.
A fool and his money are easily parted, I believe is the saying, correct?
I just reached out to Scopely and they confirmed that is correct, you fool.
So anyway, that happened. And then, as you know, we did our podcast the next day, and I told you guys, yeah, I got fooled, but I don't really care. We're moving on and all of that, right? So with all that going on, when I was doing my schedule on Friday night, I completely screwed it up, and it's on me. This is me. My mistake is, I guess, the reason for the real controversy here. Like, I don't think anyone, let's be honest here. Does anyone think that Kino Casino are my best friends? Including me. No. And none of us ever felt that from the beginning, right? The whole idea here, right?
The idea of best friends here is an interesting one, right? You took responsibility for your mistake with the schedule. Sounds like something you do for a best friend. You don't even take responsibility for your wife. If she doesn't want to cook after a hard day out at work, well, that onus, it's put on your audience to hit the goal to get her out of that position. But TP makes a joke about a Tuesday to Steve, and that's all it took for you to take responsibility for your actions. If you're not best friends with TP, then who is your best friend? I've clearly just established it's not Cat. So come out with it then. Just say you don't have one, bro.
We're best friends behind the scenes, and we're all doing just like I don't think anyone ever had that impression, except maybe the public for some reason. But
nobody ever had that impression except for the public. Who is this motherfucker to write off the entire general public the same way he writes off every single penny of WWEC on his business taxes? Let's move on to the relationship he has with his wife, though.
Like, we were always in a working relationship, have been glazing me for a long time. And everyone knows that. Like, that's the point. So I can get out of here, spend time with my wife. I'm stupid, right? I was trying to rush to get out of here like a bunch of little, teenage girls in high school. And I said, like, what's going on? And all these, like, assumptions were made based on me screwing, teenage girls in high school.
Ignore what Ravenwell just said. Ignore that he has to apologize to TP for rushing after doing him a favor so he can spend time after that with his wife. Look at that forehead and the way the RGB lights from his USB mic glisten off that sweat. Does that look like a man whose best friend is TP, I mean his wife?
Like, we tried it. It wasn't working. It was getting boring, was it not? So that's why we cooled it down. Which is what you do, right? So
when it gets boring, I don't think you're supposed to cool it down even further. But that actually just explains everything about your life and why you are the way you are. In my notes, I have this next part only labeled with bitch boy rant, so enjoy. I don't even remember what he went on about this time.
And, from my perspective, after talking to PPP, we're going to move forward and all that is fine. I 100% confirmed with PPP that we're doing Smart Guys on Tuesday, okay? And, moving forward, it was kind of, they're going to keep joking about everything. They're going to joke about me. They're going to joke about Steve. I mean, that's what they do. So they're going to bring it up. They're going to be doing that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with that. I've already told you guys, they could say whatever they want about me. They literally went out of their way last year to be nice to me, and it helped me out a ton. Okay. I'll be dead honest with all of you. Ready? Because I think people need more honesty these days and transparency. Like, literally right now, if Kino Casino came out with a statement and says, from now on, we're just going to Phil. We've had enough of being nice to him. It's not working. And now we just want to make fun of him constantly. I'd be like, good luck in the future. Thanks for everything you did up to now. But, that's the route I can't go. I'm not going to get into a feud with them because I don't do that. Right? You guys don't want that kind of content. I don't want that kind of content. So more power to them if they turn me into just one of their lolcow subjects for their show moving forward or whatever. So be it. Not a big deal. Seriously, like, I just don't care. Do I really care about Steve either? No, I don't care about any of this. I don't. I personally.
DSP personally is the biggest bitch in the world. From my perspective, after talking to PPP, is how he started that whole rant. Dude doesn't even hear himself say he's a literal parrot to PPP, or quadruple P for PPP's parrot, as I like to call him. PPP told me how to think. It sounds like he's getting dangerously close to realizing the milkings aren't in the future, they've been happening this whole time. That's why he had that rant about milkings a half an hour earlier. It was already on his mind. He is pretending to pre-accept this in the future, to make his retcon next week of this was the plan all along fit that much better in that flat skull of his.
It's this simple. For over 10 years, people treated me like dirt. Like, literally like dirt. I was the whipping boy. I make fun of Phil, even though Phil doesn't really buy into it. Make fun of Phil and profit, okay?
At first, this is going to be a whips and humiliation bit to build on the whole milking angle, but hot damn, that projection was strong. That's what you do. You treat your audience like shit for a profit. The projection was so intense he couldn't even use the word I. The power of cope forced him to refer to himself in the third person in that last bit.
People just assumed that everything everyone always said about me was always true because I just refused to engage with any of it. Then Kino Casino was nice to me over the summer, put me in a positive light for the first time in many, many years. And people realized that, hey, Phil's actually can make some good content. And a lot of people jumped on and became new viewers and fans. And I really appreciated that.
And I quote, "The casino was nice to me over the summer." Was the casino nice to your wife over the summer? Specifically when TP called her Fat Phillip? Oh yeah, I'm a dunce because that was regarded as a factual observation. So it wasn't even mean. Nothing to apologize here for, boys.
So there you have it. You know, if anyone here is a loser in this situation, it's my trolls because they're just so dumb. You know what I mean? Like, they're just so dumb. They continue to be used over and over, and they're just so ignorant they don't realize it. I can't imagine that they'd be that stupid that it's the second side scrollers cometh and it's happening again, and they're that dumb that they don't see it. I just don't get it. How you can be that ignorant and stupid. I mean, how do you wipe your ass in the morning? Really? I don't get it. How do you even get out of bed? I don't know. But anyway, there you have it. All right. So that's that. Let's do some shout outs.
Can I be real a second? For just a millisecond, let down my guard and tell the people how I feel a second? DSP is not only right, but he overestimates me. Some mornings I literally cannot get out of bed, and yeah, it fucking kills me. And the precious stone in Phil's audience, a viewer I respect too much to even name, is Phil gonna ask him if he can wipe his own ass? Because he might not be able to. This shit you say isn't funny to begin with, and it's downright sad when you realize it's all true. But back to me. Phil's right. I am a loser who's doing this for profit. Phil's right. I am so ignorant and stupid that I've barely been paid a dime for doing this so far, and at age 33, my pied de terre fund is at 0. Wait, isn't that the same amount in Phil's general savings account and retirement fund? And he's 10 years older? This motherfucker throws around words like successful or losers, like life is just a YouTube title or wrestling promo. Phil, since you're the self-stated smartest person in this room, I would love to know your investing strategy. I asked ChatGPT how important is time in the function of investing, and it said that time is one of the most crucial factors in investing. Nowhere in the response did it say be in your mid-40s begging for 6 days a week with nothing to show for it but RGBs that plague you with tech issues. So I've got a decade's head start on you, and that's just for what you see on screen. My retirement and general saving, that's all has been and will be cooking in separate pots. Right now, Phil and I are in the same exact spot with our goals though. Triple Z 000. Sure, I might never make enough for that down payment, but I'll survive without that view of the English channel. Will you survive your retirement with nothing? But don't worry, Phil, I know you watch my content. By the way you've tweaked little phrases that I've criticized, or just blocked me for saying hi in chat, maybe you'll get a gifted membership to see my upcoming exclusive members-only content, where I just plan on going over how implementing little financial habits in your everyday life can compound into meaningful results for me and my viewers. I plan to use the paid detractor fund as a real-world example of how easy it is to do the very thing Phil has avoided for so long. So I highly encourage you to join in on that journey as well, once that series is ready. I'm not a scammer, so I'm going to hold off on the membership till the content is ready, but all super thanks on this video will be funneled directly into the paid detractor fund. So, if you were thinking about donating, please do it sooner rather than later, because I will be receiving 4% interest on that super thanks. And while I just explained how important time is in investing, it's almost as important as all of you's. Thank you so much for watching this nonsense. The only support I sincerely ask for is for comments, likes, and subscriptions, and yous have always came through for me more graciously than I could ever ask for. Thank you, and deuces.